Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the AAS YouTube channel. And this one is the Scientific Editor series. And I am delighted to have scientific editor Jing Wang with us today. Hello, Jing.
Hello, Frank. How are you? Hello, everybody.
I'm doing awesome on this October 20th of 2025 as we record this. Um, let's see. Jing, what is your geolocation? Where are you at?
I'm in Beijing in Kaolin Institute for Astronomy and Astrophysics. I'm in my office.
Very cool. Very nice. Let's see, and we are past equinox. So is the weather changing in China? Or does Beijing get snow? I know that's a naive question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
It's not slowing yet, but this year it's really cold.
Oh,
We
does it
never
ever,
see
ever
so cold October before.
does it ever snow in Beijing?
In the past years, a bit, not so big slow as when I was a child,
Okay,
but it did slow a bit.
right. Yeah, so I'm in Phoenix and we are definitely into our cooling down mode here. Although cooling down is relative, right? We still get up into the, I don't know, 80s, mid 80s Fahrenheit. So, I don't know, 26, 27 C or something like that. If I did that right quickly.
What's the coldest temperature you expect in winter?
In January, it will dip below the freezing point of water on a few nights, but
Oh,
that's about it.
that's a bit surprising.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the desert cools off, right? Because there's nothing to stop it, so the heat just freak goes away. So in January we will get our coldest temperatures, but it will still warm up to a very pleasant day in the January. So that's why we get so many Canadians coming down. Very cool. Let's see. And Jing, you've been a scientific editor for about a year now.
Yeah.
And so that's great. And so we'll just chat a little bit about that. But let me ask first, what do you like to do for research?
I exactly like what I do. I work on galaxies, interstellar media. That's exactly what I want to do.
Very cool. I think we even did an author series video at one point. So yeah. Very cool. I'm always kind of interested how people get into the fields that they get into, right? Because there's so many fields one could get into. And so I'm kind of always kind of curious how somebody gravitated toward the particular field that they like to do research in. So how did you get into galaxies in the ISM?
Well, my reasons are a bit simple and naive. I like something that I want to know how it function. I think the galaxy pictures are pretty, then I want to know how they come into being. The interstellar media, we do not easily see them in the optical, particularly the cool neutral ones. So
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool. I want to know how it comes there.
very cool. Nice. Let's see. And has there been any let's see, has there been any surprises in the research that you've done, things that, came up unexpectedly or things that you just found amazing as you went through? So were there any cool surprises in the projects that you've done?
In projects I've done, I would say the most surprising ones would be the ones I done in recent years.
Hmm,
When I was a student, I was less surprising because that was a period I more or less learn things.
there you go.
Uh,
Like,
After I learn more, I become more surprised. Uh,
right, right,
in
very.
recent year, in recent years, I use a fast telescope in China,
Oh
a
yeah. Mhm.
500-meter radio telescope,
Yep.
to observe a few tens of nearby galaxies. Uh, since that's the first time we have so sensitive and so big radio telescope to observe the H1,
Oh, cool.
I
Hmm.
say let's map it down to a low column density of H1 gas to lower column density than we ever have and see what happens. And then, indeed, it was a bit surprising. The most surprising thing, I think, to me, that after we combine the data with the interferometry to increase the resolution, then we can better map its radio distribution,
Right.
derive its radio profile subs density, And then we see the substantiity goes all the way out below what we expected to be the truncation of a disk. The
Ah,
truncation
okay.
either due to UVB ionization or thermal ionization, but it just goes down all the way below our previous expectation.
Yeah.
At least now it reaches 10 to the 17.7 per centimeter squared, the
Hmm.
detection of our survey.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, FAST is a great instrument. And we, of course, get a lot of FAST instrument papers. Yeah, and with that kind of sensitivity and that kind of size, it's opening some new windows and some new surprises. So it's very cool. Very good. So let's see. You've had well, a relatively long scientific career from your undergraduate to currently a scientific editor. And so, what was your first AJ, APJ? What was your first AAS publication?
My first one came a bit late. I think it was after I take a faculty job at the
Yeah.
KIAA.
Hmm.
Um, I think, well, we have a lot of WAS editor here, Greg and Louis. I used it to only submit to MNIS since my PhD time.
Okay.
Uh, but at that time, I happened to have two very bad submission experience. The reviewing process took really long. Well, it turned out to be a problem for all journals. I found out later. But at that time, I thought, how about I change a journal to see whether the experience improved? But to be honest, at that time, at least at that time, I really feel the WAS experience wonderful.
Good.
It's much
Good.
quicker and but I didn't submit to MS for quite some time. I don't know how they do now.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, we'll find the first AAS article and we'll put a link to that in the description below the video. So that's very good. Well, I'm glad you have a very, and now as a scientific editor, you can give authors and referees an equally good experience
I
through
hope I do. I hope I
the
can
process.
gradually do better.
Cool. Um, so you went through your scientific career, eventually you published in the AAS journals, and why did you decide to become a scientific editor? What was your motivations there?
My motivations are, I think the major two ones. One is that I want to I want to be the first one beyond the authors see new things come out. And I want to
Hmm.
see how it grow with the help of the reviewer, how it coming to the final publication we see on journals.
Hmm.
Uh, it's pretty cool to be the first one to see those, particularly those exciting ones.
And it's kind of a fire hose, given the number of articles that we get. So, yeah, you get to see, it's one of the benefits of the position is you get to see a lot of cool new science before anyone else does. So, or at least the general public. So, very good. Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah, go ahead.
and the second reason is I want to see how other people in the fields they think. They think when they give very detailed, deep opinions about a paper.
Yes.
This is the only way to observe that.
Yes. Yes. Because you won't get those opinions any other way. Very good. Very cool. Yeah, well, those are great motivations. And some people might wonder, what does a scientific editor do, sort of on a daily basis or a weekly basis? So what is it you do as a scientific editor on a daily basis, a weekly basis, whatever it may be?
Uh, well, a routine way of saying it is that I take a first glance to classify it into one by the topic, and then invite the reviewers to give suggestions and help the authors improve until it come into a stage of publication. Well, personally, uh, exactly matching my motivation, I usually I will try to select the ones that look most exciting and take a closer look at that, and also pay attention to the referee report. I would have more interest, more curiosity
Yes.
when it comes to a very new and potentially controversial paper. And I will be very interested to see what the referees say.
Very cool. Yeah, yeah. And roughly how many new manuscripts do you get per week, roughly?
5 to 7.
Five
I
to
don't know. Yeah. Usually, what's the number of other
That's
census?
good. That's good. Well, there is a spectrum, let me put it that way. But I would say a usual load for a scientific editor is roughly about 5 papers a week.
Mm.
Sometimes more because, I guess there's some conference or something, and all of a sudden everybody's got to submit their papers before or after the conference. So sometimes it spikes up and sometimes it's low. It just sort of depends on the field a little bit what one's field is. But yeah, 5 to 7 is a good number. That's on the upper end. And then we have some essays who are crazy and take way more than that. Um, yeah, but that's a completely, I would say, normal good load. That's good. Um, let's see. Uh, Within that, what step in that process as you shepherd a paper through? So you get the manuscript, you read it, you pick the referees, you get the referee report, wait a while for a revision, and then there's another one. And which of those takes the most of your time when you're doing that?
The ones takes most of my time, I think, is the one is going through the referees report, and particularly
Yeah,
when they suggest rejection.
those always take time. Yes. Yes, very good. Yeah, when they come back with reject, that just takes more time and effort because you got to really take a look at the report, and go from there. So there's a variety of ways one might go there. But yeah, I agree with you. Yes. So as long as we're on that and we're trying not to get rejection right off the bat on a referee report, what do you think makes for a good initial submission to the journals? So what is it you look for when a manuscript comes in? They go, oh yeah, this is a good submission. And what do you look at? Oh, this is not a very great submission. So what do you look for?
I think it's quite important, though. Also, the manuscript makes it very clear in the abstract or in the introduction, in the annual introduction, what is new, what is unique.
Yep, 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 definitely. Uh,
Yeah, I think that's
that and
probably the
clear,
most
I
important.
think clear plots help a lot, right? If you get an overly complicated plot, it takes you 15 minutes to figure out what the heck's going on. So yeah, yeah, but clearly stating your significant new results is definitely at the top of the list. In fact, that's the primary metric for publication in the AAS journals is significant new results. Yeah. So as long as we're on there, that topic, do you have any tips or hints for authors on how they can make a good initial submission?
On the initial submission, in addition to clearly stating the uniqueness and new parts of the paper, I think it will be important to, I think the clear flow of the paper will be very important. By this, I mean that in each section, it will be very helpful. They have a leading paragraph saying what it is about. So it will help both me and the referee to get a very quick first idea what it is talk about and how it organized, so can easily go into the reviewing process.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, and so let's say they put in a good initial submission. You get a referee report that is good. We'll come to that, and then it goes to the authors. And so, do you have any helpful hints, any helpful tips for authors after they get the report and they're doing a revision? So, how should they approach a good referee report?
I think this combining my experience as a SE and as a author who submit to papers to the journal. I think it's quite important to hold a communicative attitude. Uh, do not take it too, as do not be too aggressive. I think this is both should be on both the author side and on the referee side.
There you go.
I
Cool.
find that when people are communicative, many things can be cleared out and find a solution in the end, because that's how the astronomy and any research comes. Nothing, we cannot solve all the matters, all the problems at one stage. There's a developing process, but at the current stage, there must be a better solution
Hmm.
and give the resource on the author side of the data on the author side, the best solution to move the frontier of this field a bit with the limited resource.
Cool. Very
Yeah.
good. Nice. Good, good, good. Let's go to the other side of the equation. So we have authors and what it takes to meet a good submission and how to respond to referee reports. And so then let's talk a little bit about the referees, who you choose. Uh, do you have any tips for them on how to craft a good referee report? What makes a good referee report? What makes a bad referee report? Other than saying reject, that's something else. But just, what makes for a good quality referee report?
I think it's clearer to say what is a bad report. The bad report usually those who say things too aggressively and to judge things too in a too subjective way, according to the tastes of their own research. That will be bad. Uh, uh, and uh, beyond that, beside that, I observed there's quite a broad spectrum or way that people do the report, and I tend to appreciate them all. I think it's a actually that's a good part of peer reviewing process. We want the diversity of views and of opinions into the research. That's the thing that is missing in the existing author team of a manuscript. Also, I'm the SE and my colleagues SE, they always there. And the view of the same person certainly limited. Uh, so diversities are good. I
Mm.
don't have a really, really directional suggestion for the referee as long as I think they tend to help. They tend to help that everything is good.
Okay. All right. Good. Let's see. I guess we can wrap up. Do you have anything else you would like to say about the peer review process as run by the AAS Journals?
Ah, for this one, if it is about run the AAS journal, mm, well, as the author who also submit paper, I think the price of publication is a bit high at the moment.
Okay.
It will be good if it can be lowered a bit.
Everybody
And
slower.
as a SE, I would say I think we may because the time has we may want to have a better guidance to the authors and to the referee on the
Uh-huh.
usage of modern tools like the large language. Uh, uh,
LLM.
um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 Yep.
I recently came. I recently have I have a case that like this. The referee get back reported that it's quite long, but actually the referee really tended to help. And the authors, when they replied, they used the AI to firstly summarize the referee's report and only address the summarized version.
Right.
And the referee actually in the end accepted the paper, recommended accepting the paper, but meanwhile he or she really felt offended and wrote me a letter asking me whether it is encouraged or suggested or allowed by AAS. I need to interfere because in our when we forwarded the referees report to the authors,
Yes.
we list clearly in the guideline that the authors should address referees the suggestions one by one.
Yes.
Mm.
Did you have
So
did you have the authors do that?
yes,
Good.
although the referee suggested accepting the
Okay,
paper,
good.
I added another round.
Yeah, we actually have a policy on LLMs, and of course, it's an evolving policy because LLMs are evolving. Uh, and basically, the policy says, it's okay to use an LLM to help clean up the language, to perhaps make a paragraph clear, but you do need to acknowledge using that LLM in the acknowledgments, right? Like we use ChatGPT 4.0, blah, 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 in this paragraph or something.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is. I think the use of LLMs, both by authors and by referees, is an evolving issue that we're going to have to address as we go forward. So I don't have any solutions I want to say right here, but yeah, I mean, in general, though, and I think the referee was right to be offended by that, right? I mean, they put time and effort into that report, writing presumably detailed comments on, this aspect and this aspect, and you should answer those. Just giving some broad-based blah, LLM answer is not good for science. It's not good for you. Um, and fortunately, at least now, it's still fairly easy to tell when somebody's using an LLM. They're not addressing the actual science points. So yeah, it's a will be a challenge going forward. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. So thanks for raising that. It's a good point. It's a very good point. So yeah, okay. Well, uh, you have been a scientific editor for about a year, and I would like to wish you a long and happy trajectory as a scientific editor for the AAS Journals. And I hope that goes really well for you.
Thank you very much. I'm still learning. I'm
Yeah.
becoming more enjoying it. I believe I will be uh, completely fully enjoying it in 10 years' time.
Good, good. It took me, I figure for me, it wasn't until about year three or year four that I really got a handle on the position, right? How to use the position effectively. So yeah, I agree. The first couple of years, you're still learning. You see this wide range of referee reports and behaviors, and you're right. Yeah. But yeah, I think by year three or four, you will completely grasp the position and how to use it. And then by year 10, you're just an expert. Ah, very cool. Very cool. Jing, I want to thank you so much for spending a little time in your morning and my evening for chatting about your scientific editor activities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it very much.
Awesome. That will do, everyone. And I hope this made your scientific editor day just a little bit better. And we will see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.